Hey folks, it's November already, so man, this year is already gone, isn't it? Time is strange. I feel like talking a little bit this morning, so let me see what comes up to the surface. Would like to first share that copy of Sonospheres that I pulled from a local store that I showed you in a recent video, I've already sold it. And thank you if you're watching. I got an order recently from New Zealand. It's been over a year since I've had any orders come in from Australia or New Zealand. It wasn't the first. So I hope you enjoy the music. I put a little extra something in there for you. Thank you. I feel like talking, music will come up. I will give a review of this, although I'm still absorbing it. Ip Man, Depatterning. But I got stuff in my mind, so see what comes to the surface to share. But Jim Drummond, who's in the BBC Orchestra, sent this to me because a friend of his son is the producer of this music, and he thought I would like it. And James, you're exactly right. This is, like I was saying in my first mention of it, kind of the son of drum and bass, or it reminds me of what drum and bass used to be. I like this. It's hard-edged. Seems to be focused on making the body move, but texturally it's very interesting as well. It's a good listening stuff. For folks that are on the electronic side of things, I think you would enjoy this. A label I didn't know anything about, Tectonic. So check this out. That's what I'll say about that. But what's on my mind actually is life, people, and stuff. We just got through Halloween. Now it's Thanksgiving and then Christmas. The mad ending of the year, and how we go through all these rituals every year, trying to live up to some kind of fantasy and illusion. And I think where this is coming from is over the weekend, Halloween. I'm not a big Halloween person, and so I had no plans to do anything. And I got a last-minute call from my band members in Working Man. Luke Polipnik said, will you come and play this party? It's a jamming party. Asked me if I'd wear a costume. I said no. I like playing with Luke and this new drummer, John Evans, the kid from Jamaica. These guys are really exciting to play with. So I was intrigued just to have a chance to play with them again, because I like working with them. But while at the party hanging out, it was a good time. It was a very young party, college kids, observing and meeting people and talking, The thing I'd like to share was in conversation, the thing I just noticed is just how, childlike everyone was. And they are kids, they're in college, but again, it's probably my age, but it appears to me that compared to the adults when I was a child, people now that are adults are still very childlike in their actions and thinking and reaction to others. This is borne out by many events in the world too, but I really noticed it in talking to people at the party how vulnerable people are. It's like people are so easily persuaded and swayed by what you say, and it's like, I'm glad I'm aware of it, because it's like I am not the sort of person to take advantage of others. And I was just watching how people are open to, not that it's a bad thing, but just how powerful what people say affects others, What's the point? I don't know. I think mostly what I was thinking is that, it's an interesting world, and there was a time when it seemed like there was a consensus of a sense of reality, and there just really is none to me. When I talk to people, everything is very scattered, and not scattered, but splintered is the word, splintered. I guess it's just still I'm just really reflecting on how powerful our words are, and how easily the world and people are swayed merely by what others say. It's very powerful. And it has a lot to do with why we can't get anything done, because everyone's talking, everyone's saying something different, and everyone wants it their way. So what was the point of that? I don't know. It was something on my mind. I felt like trying to talk about it. The main thing that I guess the main thing that I share from it, and it's something I was sharing with a young lady at the party who was enamored with me. I'm old enough to be a grandfather, and made that clear. I wasn't going to be taking advantage of her, which was offered to me. And I think that's the thing that I'm trying to say, is I just really want to encourage people who are ready for this message is stop being kowtowed and bullied and lorded over by other people's words and thoughts. Take your power back. People say things for reasons, and if you're under the spell of someone else, get out of it. It's just, unless you like it. But we give our power to others. No one has power over us. If someone comes with a gun and shoots me, well, there's nothing I can do. That's different. But words and your mind, we assault each other with our minds all the time. More people need to know this, that you can see through the illusion and decide, well, this person's talking, saying this. I can accept it or reject it. I do not automatically have to go with it. I do not have to assume this person is better than me, has something more than me, has power over me. People are always assuming those things. As a older, recognized musician in Omaha, and it's at that point now, I was at this party, and literally everyone knew who I was. I kept saying, if I met you, no, it wasn't that. It's just, we know who you are, And when you're in that position, it becomes more apparent how you can manipulate people and how you can use them, and how people can be enamored of you, jealous of you, hate you, love you, all kinds of things, And I've always been aware of this, but, I'm in the moment of it now, observing it, and observing how humans continue to take advantage of others because of these advantageous positions. I'm having none of it. I've already experienced that when I was much younger, in my 20s. And the result was disaster. It wasn't huge, but it was emotionally and a disaster. It wasn't good for my soul. I learned a strong lesson. Don't use people. Don't take advantage of people just because you can. Leaves a scar on the heart. Leaves a mark on the soul. That's what I say. That's what it did to me. I am flabbergasted and angered at how people are able to use and hurt one another, just like lighting a cigarette or turning on a light, like it's nothing. But again, that's the scope of humanity. We're capable of the greatest, most divine high things, and we're capable of the most low, disgusting things that we can't imagine. It's all happening now. I had a thought I wanted to share, but I didn't get the record out. I'll do it in another video where I'm trying to illustrate this whole idea that a lot of what we operate on and that we think is reality is just an illusion. It's just our thoughts. I keep sharing this because it just helps me to not go crazy in society right now, because things are so out of balance. It's so hard to make enough money to live. The fascism that is driving this country over the cliff. I can't hardly listen to the news because there is no news. It's all this slanted. It's all slanted. So I use this information to keep me from going crazy and to allow me to have good days and to just enjoy living and the simple things. You know, I woke up this morning thinking about how wonderful it is that I'm not a migrant, refugee, whatever, on the run from Syria or whatever, sleeping out in the cold, eating whatever you can, shitting and pissing out in the forest, not even having paper to wipe your ass with. Those little things mean a lot. I woke up this morning and was able to step out of my bed and go to the bathroom and then flush it. Man, that's a luxury. I'm truly thankful for it. You know, having a home that still stands, being able to play records, being able to drink a cup of coffee, not having soldiers after me just because of who I am or what I look like or where I'm from. I'm extremely blessed, and just somehow want to encourage others to take a moment and broaden your perspective and be thankful. And man, I wish there was something that we could do to just make things better for everybody. It's just a crazy thought, but it's the thought that I'm thinking. I think it a lot. I got records for sale, people. So if that's what you respond to is commercialism, I'm in business. My name is Dereck Higgins. I'm an internationally known record collector, musician. I have records for sale. I'll leave the links below. You can own one. Matter of fact, I have these limited edition postcards that were handed out at the performance I did with this woman, Carol Rogers, who was in Sergio Mendes' Brazil 77, and has also recorded and worked with Stevie Wonder, Gilberto Gil, and countless other heavyweight names. Here's a postcard from our show we did in August. I'll put one of these in the next order or two. I have a couple of those, so little memento. I'll sign the back. One thing I'll say, which is not for sure, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. More than likely, when I pass from this earth, everything with my name on it, music-wise, will go up in value. It's sick and it's sad, but that's the way it is. So you may not think it's worth it right now, but this happens all the time. All these records, many of these records that are now worth hundreds and thousands of dollars. Those people were just like me at the time. Many of them couldn't give the records away, and now people squabble over them like gold nuggets. I'm one of them. I know what's going on. I got the records now. I got them for sale now. I need the money so I can get through the winter. Is that too real for you? That's the deal, though. So buy my music. It's really good. It is. It is.